afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych Defender of the Fatherland, off here to a 1 vs 1 on Westwall. In the west, we got Fahu fighting for the German army, Deutschland, the Wehrmacht. Forming up here, the 21st Panzer tasked with clearing out this part of the Westwall seized by the Americans during the night, here with Wex fighting for the American 6th Armored Division. Strained Heavy Cavalry versus Fahu's Mechanized Assault, immediately forming up assault groups armed with MP40s, their men heavily loaded with grenades, ready to clear out any American position, any rat hole, machine gun nest, or whatever they might try to dig in with. Fahu leads into the fray for the fatherland, as Wex moves up to redefend the positions because Wex clearly didn't believe it was actually important to hold the position during the night. Fun fact, actually, the Americans generally did not believe in night fighting during World War II, so that tended to be where the Germans would do some funny stuff as well. It's also why the Germans in some ways regard the Western Front as being, a bit nicer than the Eastern Front, because at least during the night they didn't have to worry too much about, some hairy Russian going in and, doing nasty stuff during the night, like for example kidnapping them and then, brutally interrogating them. Again, the Eastern Front was a very nasty place. These are moving up here for Fahu. Assault was moving out. So far, no machine guns for Fahu. Pretty risky, I would say, bet versus the Americans. In my personal opinion, at least want one machine gun. If they go really heavy in the infantry, preferably want two. But we'll have to see here what Fahu can do with assault grenadiers and grenadiers. Triple rifle there for Wex moving out here. We'll of course have to make use of the doctrine as well, but still two doctrines with some, shall we say, minor similarities. Both sort of end up in a heavy tank. Both have some degree of assault infantry, though of course this one has much more mechanized infantry and other armored support, whereas this one sort of focused more on the infantry elements with infantry armor cooperation elements too. Rifle moving up, assault going to see this fuel point. It's obviously also very aggressive stuff for Fahu. They're allowed to immediately just push out a unit without having to spend any time there on the building out. There we go, Rifle getting flanked here. Good time here to sprint to get close immediately. Tends to be decent in my opinion, as the chap who's been using them recently. You remember to use sprint to quickly get them up close. They don't take too much damage. You can that way catch your opponent off guard. In this case, pushing them back there with some heavy MP45 routing the Yankees. Grenadiers moving onwards from this. More grenadiers probably going to follow up here with Fahu, though again, MD42 would be a really sterling choice. Rather than catching the assault grenadiers here, trying to sort of fall back, probably the best idea. In the set north, we got the Racing Ring Pioneers up behind. Back here on the base, we got Wex with the company command post. More riflemen in the soldiers trying to buy up, but there might be with the re-echelons coming being assaulted here, more moving to support. There we go, clearing up the re-echelon, but the soldiers already heavily damaged, so it's going to be a close one here. Still no sprint here from Fahu. Floating a bit of manpower, looks like Fahu might be a bit more focused on the front line here, forgetting to bring up more equipment and troops, unless he's planning a fast tech-up, which he isn't. So, here we are, 3 riflemen. Captain going to be backing up Wex's soon enough. Fahu with 2 grenadiers, 1 assault grenadier squad. Flooding bit of manpower, definitely should be bringing up stuff. He's got take-ups, looks like he is going for a very light tier 1 here versus his opponent. Definitely not on the recommendable side. It's a very bold strategy here from Fahu. We'll of course have to see, but I'd certainly not recommend it to anyone who's new at the game to try and do this. In particular, not versus the American players. They're the exact type of faction that can really give you a rough time if you try to do this and you do anything wrong with right. Here you can see Wex hitting hard at the carve point here. Father, of course, trying to return the favor and harass his opponent, but still, this is getting a bit dicey there. Medic banked up by the assault grenadiers. Take up almost done. And there you go. He does end up calling in more grenadiers, though I'd still strongly urge an MG42. Captain setting out, then immediately being equipped there with the BAR, the Browning Automatic Rifle, a World War I era weapon. Meant to support attacks from trenches by firing while walking. Ended up largely serving as a light machine gun though. Then another weapon. Medic bunker up there for Fahu. Grenadiers setting up. Probably should retreat those pioneers and get the light mechanized company up Schnell. Grenadiers was the captain here. Rifleman might be able to assist the Grenadiers, otherwise this is a pretty bad engagement for them. Captain in heavy cover, Grenadiers light. Bar as well. Not really the best situation for the Grenadiers there. And while Fahu can stall, the question is, does he gain anything from it? I'd personally argue now. Troops actually get going again. Fahu's map control right now is a bit dangerous against Wex. I mean, he's got the big 2-point lead. Actually not. He's trying to gain one, but it's not quite there. Wex going for the anti-aircraft half track. Troops sitting out there for Fahu for the German army. I like to make a nice company. He's got now, and he's going to need a pack 40. I think to have a good chance racing the charging of the Grenadiers. Assault grenadiers being forward so far, 2 kills. Other grenadiers got good as well here for Fahu. Closing in here swiftly. And getting up close. He wants to get close to the shadow. The best chance was the rifle. There you go, winning the engagement. There you go. Rifle routing. Wex taking no chance there. There's the assault grenadiers. Like to make a nice company almost done for Fahu. Half tech almost done for Wex. And we got the ambulance on the way as well there. So far they're meaning to secure the car point. Interesting, Wex has not gone straight for the fuel point against Fahu. And there we go, like to make a nice company done. Pack 40 is going to be needed. He could also go for 2-2s, but the fuel situation does not particularly allow for that. Got the half-track out here for Wex, anti-aircraft half-track. Assault has almost got the fuel point in. Wex has been laying down sandbags. Very good to defend some of the vital cut-off points. Excellent use there of the Heavy Cavalry doctrine. And then hitting the fuel, that's going to draw Fahu away from pressuring up the front line to defend, unless Fahu decides it's not important, which I describe as pretty risky, as the Wehrmacht trying to maintain some sort of fuel lead is actually pretty crucial. So this is a rather risky endeavour there by Fahu, leaving his fuel point there to be seized by Wex after it's all been cut off for so long. Sandbags being dug in here. That's going to make it harder for Fahu to retake it at some point. Up north, we're going to lose his rifle. Half-tick moving up. Assault is moving in, but they're going to have to fall back. Fahu's gambit here completely thwarted, and Fahu's going for the 2-2. I like to punch a Speerwagen. Back the ambulance on watch for Wex in case anyone wounded still spine. There you go, grenadiers moving in. Fuel bun's going to be seized though. Wex, that's going to be a bit of a blow there to Fahu and the German army. Cat moving in, backed up a rifleman. Wex is sweeping through the center area. Going to use it as a rifleman. There you go, rapidly closing in, half-tech backing up here. The situation is looking decidedly not positive for Fahu. Again, his early gambits did not pay off particularly well. But at least it forced the rifle away there with a rifle grenade. But the question is, can he actually grab the people? Up north, Pioneers have worked their short grenades as well. 2-2 done here. If he can catch the half-tech off guard, he has a good chance of destroying him and do it at the right angle. But it's going to be nonetheless a bit tricky here for Fahu to pull off. Cut-off point being seized once more. Fahu overall still short and overall elements to fight the rifleman. Panzer grenadiers, maybe more assault grenadiers, but I still think an MD-42 would be a really solid choice here for Fahu versus Wex. As for Wex, overall good maneuvering, good pressure, lots of munitions being floated. Should consider some mines or maybe some weapon racks. Grenades could also be a really good idea here for Wex. We do get the weapon racks up, so very good. Wex remains control the centre here as far as trying to fight for control the rest of the map, which is not a bad idea, though he still needs a cut-off point there. And a grenade assault here could be attempted, probably won't work out, and there you go, half-track pretty much was right there for Fahu. Gonna use 2-2 there, standing about. Might want to launch a counter-attack to seize that cut-off point. And it looks like the assault grenadiers do manage to make it out of that one slightly alive, though not by a whole lot. Pioneers was the captain there, got the half-tick moving in. If he can flank it again, he has a good chance. But that's nonetheless going to be a bit of a risky endeavour there for Fahu. Admittedly, risky endeavours has largely been what Fahu's been committing to for now, so I mean, it wouldn't be out of character to try and charge it, at least pull off a single flank. They got a pack 40 and more grenadiers of Fahu. I'd strongly urge Panzer grenadiers at this stage. Again, lots of unupgraded riflemen, very good for the Panzer grenadiers. Plus, the faster he gets them out, the faster he can gain the veterancy, which of course is also pretty good in the longer run. But more grenadiers can also work here for Fahu. Troops are reinforcing, healing. Assault guns good to go. Pack 40 almost done there for Fahu. We got the riflemen being stopped here by the grenadiers to combo. Half to being backed up by Bazooka team. Wex is taking no chances against the 2-2. He does not want to risk. Fahu actually flanking it with the 2-2 and destroying it, so he backs it up with a Bazooka team. Very cautious, very sensible play there by Wex. Tactically solid. A very nasty then tactical formation here, which is going to be difficult for Fahu to deal with. Of course, makes the Pack 40 a reasonably good choice, as long as then you get the half-deck to stay in one place for, 2 shots to hit. Which is obviously going to be a bit ambitious from Fahu's side. But there you go, Pack 40 being hurled forward, troops are reinforcing healing, lots of injury there for Fahu, ready to lead the next assault here for the 21st Panzer Division. Doing what he can. In the south we got the rifle moving in. Half-track advancing once more, pushing back the 2-2 behind the ruins of the house. Northern point secured. And back here we got the lieutenant. So Wex, he looks like he's going to be stalling for the Pershing. I don't know if there's a... Oh, he's just going for the lieutenant because it's a free infantry unit and can just, get 50 calibers out to help further deal with Fahu, who's going for a lot of infantry. So getting 50 calibers on top of the half-track is not a bad idea. Not remotely. But Fahu's map control situation remains rather dangerous. His early gambits continue to remain hazardous, and so far, not paid off great dividends. In the south, the rifle season the victory point, they got soldiers going for the calf point up north, gun these force rifle being engaged. Riflemen are routed, and back here still lots of into the fight. We got one light machine gun up, we got the Pack 40 being slowly hauled forwards by the German army. 50 cal on the way there for Wex, sadly no Rangers out there for Wex, and the 6th Armour Division. And we got Panzer Grenadiers, but that actually means Fahu's going to have a lot of infantry. He's going to have 6 infantry squads, 4 Grenadiers, 1 Assault Grenadier, and the Panzer Grenadier. That's a lot of infantry, and the question is going to be here, can Fahu actually manage that much infantry? And as a there, that is a lot. I'm not saying it's impossible, it's going to be a bit of a task there to manage, and so it's going to make going to the half-ton machine gun even better, because if Fahu then struggles with this at any point, Wex is going to really have Fahu here on the lockdown. But there you go, big push of Rifle and Riders, soldiers affecting the flank. Tiny chance of getting a wipe here, though they probably should have been high veterans for that to really work out. More light machine to Fahu, that's good, that's going to help the bonuses Vex's infantry nicely. Half-ton Marine, Pack 40 is hanging back, 2-2 Pioneers nearby. Cat seems a bit wanting of attention. Sadly I'm casting, so I can't quite give it to him. This silly little fluff ball. Gonna do something in the assault from this lieutenant holding up. And there's still no sprinting here from Fahu again. I would say sprinting is, particularly in the early game, but also in the later game, actually quite crucial for the assault grenadiers. Again, it can quickly allow you to just close the gap and get out there into the sweet spot, which is reasonably close with the MP40s. So Fahu not doing that is a bit awkward. There you go, big push for the curve point by Wex, extending his troops. They got 50 cal backing up in case things go sour. Very nice. Half-track remaining also in covering position. Pack 40 rolling back. Dicey stuff here between Fahu and Wex, but looking rather in favour of Wex. Ravner taking losses to 2 pull back. Pack 40 is trying to catch the half-track off guard, going to need to back up, and more importantly, I think, cover up the Pack 40 in case Wex appears from another flank. Cat not entirely sure what he's doing at the moment. Almost got the half-track there, really close one there. Calf point secured again. 50 cover there could be flanked, and if it could then seize and turn against Wex would be great here for Fahu. Since Wex does also a lot of infantry, he's more or less got 5 squads, and there you go. What is this? We got the Mechanised Assault robot from Fahu, my god! Leichte Schützenpanzerwagen. 21st Panzer Division's reconnaissance element can need to be organised here, not just the 2-2, but the 250 after they're going for the captain. Assault rifles, light machine, all hammering away at the captain out in the open, striking forwards for the fatherland, tearing into the American captain and causing great harm and casualties. Less than half the squad left, down to 2 men. Continues to push through here. Breakthrough attempt by Fahu. So far, the assault grenadiers in the half track. Oh, Panzer grenadiers are doing quite good work here. Almost got the captain there. Down to just 1 man. And a bar has been dropped as well. And there we go. White. That's a big, medium-sized win there for Fahu. Getting rid of one of Vex's units. More importantly, also getting a shock factor in here of the 250 half deck. We see the Vex actually might have been slightly vexed by this. Launches a counterattack possibly a bit too early, taking, I would say, unnecessary losses, actually slightly risking losing the half-track, even losing the lieutenant here. Oh, that was a close one. That would have been a double whammy there for Fahu, which would have been great for him. It's going to have been further frustrating for Wex. Could possibly have maybe caused him to tilt, which would have just allowed Fahu to maybe snowball into some sort of victory. But right now, it's not quite handling like that. Rifle grenade off, grab the bar here with the grenadiers. Half-track still nearby, 2-2, moving up slowly, and the half-tracks need repairs. Meanwhile, we could pop up the Panzer grenadiers to do work elsewhere, instead of just having said they're doing absolutely bugger all. So Fahu here has, with a swift counter thrust, thrown back Wex a bit. The Wex was quick to replace his captain, by the way. Very nice work there. Very nice work. Battling up there, backed up with the 5th Cavalry as well. Taking a few hits after being repaired. Still should part of the Panzer Grenadiers here. No point in having them half check. And then, oh, this close. And half check down. Lucky that Fahu didn't lose the Panzer Grenadier squad as well. That can happen. There's a small chance an entire unit gets swapped out there in the vehicle or whatever. So that was a really close one there for Fahu. Again, he should have just popped out, pulled back the half check to a safer spot, like I said, the base and get repaired there. Being caught inch enough fast, forgetting more or less about this part of the map, should put more pressure there. You know, sneak up the assault grenadiers, for example, the units is fighting around the centre, and the south grenadiers engaged. Fahu, I'm not entirely sure, is planning. At this rate, it could end up with a Tiger stall, which would be a bit risky as well, but then again, Fahu seems to be all about risk this match. Rather than getting gunned down by the grenadiers, got the half moving up there, close to it, 2 grenadiers, make 4 light machine guns, straight into the half track, 9 to tank weapons nearby here for Fahu to deal with it. No armor either. We got the major out, so Wex is actually not stalling for the Pershing. That's very good. Of course, also means he can A, put some more armor out to stall for the Pershing, but also post-Pershing, say Fahu stalls for the armor. Even say Wex ends up stalling for the Pershing, he can still bring up tanks afterwards, that way gaining an armor advantage over Fahu, who risks just being stuck with a target. If Fahu just stalls for a target. So let's see what happens here. Half to leave with the Grenadiers. Again, he needs something to deal with it. He needs that Pack 40 in a better position. Going for the double Pack 40, and we have more or less confirmation it's going to be a Tiger stall. Because most players that go for Tiger Doctrine or any heavy tank doctrine and go for double anti-tank guns are pretty much committed to a heavy tank stall. It's very much universal language. Like if alien invaders from off-world were to see this and see, you know, Fahu going for these double Pack 40s, even the aliens from the farthest reaches of the galaxy would be able to tell that Fahu was stalling for a Tiger. That's how universal it is. Sultan's made up this rifle pack for it, puts back the half track. Tearing apart here, the rifleman got a grenade off from him, wiping out the Sultan's. Nice work there by Wex. Sensing more grenades as late from the Americans. Catching Fahu off guard, who never used grenades or any abilities on his assault grenades, which is a shame because it can be quite useful. At least we did get some bun grenade off, but this haven't seemed to make much of an impact. That's down to 6 squads for Fahu. I mean, he's got a lot of infantry, but for their 7 infantry squads is, for a Wehrmacht player, rather boisterous. Very aggressive. And I suppose at some point he's going to risk losing, you know, track of it and actually suffer a wipe, which is exactly what happened there to Fahu. He's slowly approaching the Tiger tank. The Wex is not approaching a Pershing, and that's what he's aiming for. Cat. I'm not entirely sure what Basil's up to there. Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers moving out. But one Grenadier squad out of machine guns. I really think Fahu would benefit a lot from heavy machine guns here versus Wex, but well, it's never too late for the heavy machine gun, truth be told. Grenadiers, Panzers moving up. We've still got that second Pack 40 as well. There is 2 packs forming up a tiny pack front if used together. For now, it seems like Fahu has positioned a bit further apart, though they do cover roughly the same area. If you can catch the half-tech with that, that certainly, I think, relieves some pressure to Fahu and allow him to put more pressure on Wex. But again, that quasi catches it with both packs. And Wex, while probably not aware of it, is probably expecting packs. Of course, it's quickly moving at the half-time when it's got nothing to cover it. Fuel reconnected here for Fahu for the German army. Wex, it's not much else there. Again, it seems like they're both now stalling for the heavy tanks. So of course, Wex will have the option to easily call in tanks and tanks for us to back up, whereas Fahu's going to only have the option to call them Stugi, which is not really the same. I mean, the Double Pack 40s will help, but you know, in a larger tank engagement, they're not quite going to substitute, you know, more armor unless Wex is really terrible. If Fahu turns out to be an absolute genius with his anti-tank guns. Sweeping through the south there, very good work. Fahu's Panzer Grenadier here, slightly pushing forward, 5th Cavalry position again, 2 Marine Grenadiers backing out. After their damage, Grenadiers routed, Pack Force can't quite support, pretty risky play here by Fahu, though again, that's very much Fahu's middle name at this stage. Almost got the half-track, and Pack misses it again, rubbish luck there for Fahu. Great though for Wex, absolutely amazing. Fahu's got the fuel now for the Tiger tank. Command point wise, he's 2 off. Wex has more or less also got the resource there for a Pershing heavy tank. And he's also further ahead on command point. So there's a good chance that Fahu is going to be behind. And this is despite Wex, going for every tier on what's either commander, because very importantly, he's better able to control the map part because of the machine gun and the half tank. I mean, he's just had more suppressive tools. So there you go. Got a wipe there. Fahu's now just 5 infantry squads. As Wex is, reasonable position as far as well. Fahu's, I think, struggling to keep unit cohesion on the field. His forces are a bit scattered increasingly, which only makes it easier for Wex to push through and doing unpleasant things to Fahu's troops. And more important, his territories. So yeah, it's a race here for the heavy tank, and it's a race Wex is clearly winning. Despite, I would say, Fahu's best efforts. Have to run in there by note ace level. That is definitely bad news. We also got a Pack 40 wipe. But recruit artillery called in here to make it harder for Fahu to push for the car point. Also pursue with Pack 40s. Very nice work there. And poor Ludwig there gets exploded by this direct shell there. A direct shell hit. Big 2 points wise. Small lead for Wex over Fahu here. Fahu's getting close to the Tiger tank. Though again, so is Wex to the Pershing. Obviously, Wex is not going to get a Tiger tank unless Fahu gets abandoned and steals it. Rare, but not impossible. Troops are hitting reinforcing Fahu for the German army. Got the Troops getting the Navy in the centre. Tiger tank is incredibly close, but Wex's Pershing is even closer. And the South Field Punch goes right above the rifle and the half tank, and there you go. Wex's Pershing hits the field. M26 heavy tank out. Deal with the Krauts. Punch with us rifling up close. Bomb grenades coming here. Don't even have a chance at aiming the odds out. And with 5th Cavalry, that definitely stopped being a hope. And even worse, if I hope both packs got exposed by this move. As you can see that his infantry's all over the place. They're not really working together, which makes it easy for Wex to just hit him. And there you go. Fahu can finally go for the Tiger tank of his dreams. The thing he's been waiting for the entire match, increasing it seems like. Schwerer Panzer gefechtsbereit. Gonna be surrounded by the M26 Pershing and sniping the shell there, close to snapping out their lives, but fortune favours Fahu just a tiny bit there. But in the north, no such thing as fortune, as Fahu wasn't paying attention. He's struggling, I think, here with the unit preservation at the moment. Again, he's trying to do too much. Of course, too much terrain, make it hard for him to actually manage all of this, and Wex is just having none of these issues. And the tank following up in an arrival of the Tiger tank. Since it's not got enough resources to go for any tank destroys, like that, he has to get something out to assist the Pershing versus Tiger, since the Tiger has 2 packs. So Wex needs something that's up even the odds out, or he's going to be really sad against the Tiger tank. Pinmap machine being added to the Tiger tank. Slowly moving up. Pant's going to back up. Very good. Grenadiers as well. Here looks like Fahu's trying to form up something that looks like more of a coherent assault here. Got the packs, got the infantry, got the Tiger tank. A good push here for Fahu, who can do a lot of work. He's got munitions for the artillery strike. Direct hit on the Pershing there from the Tiger tank. Almost got the 5th Cavalry there with the Grenadiers and the Tiger tank machine as well there. Heavy fire there, raking through the machine gun crew, and there you go. Wipes and can focus still at turn against. Oh, Wex, he destroys it, he doesn't want it. That seems a bit silly. Pack 40 is moving up. Fahu is rather short on map control, big 2 points wise. He's also like a bottle where the bottom's being knocked out, and or everything's just going out very rapidly. So he needs to quickly fix that. Pershing on the move again here for Wex. Fahu with his Tiger pack formation here. Half up to flank and to tanker nearby as well. A small wedge here. There he goes straight into the Pershing and a tanker opening up from flank. Pack 40 opening up as well there. There we go. All of the shots bounce off the Pershing, and to tank in hand with armor piercing rounds piercing the Tiger's frontal armor repeatedly. Nice work there, Wex. Fahu's going to need more pines to fix up the Tiger faster. Captain Rifle rushing forwards. Pershing is in supporting range, but isn't committing to an immediate thrust there since it is damaged. Up north here we got Panzer seizing the point, and there you go. Wex once more with the double rifle response. Possible grenades as well. Will Fahu end up losing a unity again, like the previous one, because they're not paying attention? It very much looks like it. Rather than just executing them. Fahu definitely needs to be more mindful of this. He's down just 3 squads now. 2 grenadiers, 1 Panzer grenadier, having gone from a total of 7 infantry squads. He is down to 3. So it looks like Fahu is losing a bit of grip here on the battlefield against Wex. And needs to be more careful at that, because, I mean, he's losing a lot of experienced infantry at that. Bargaining 40 at the 2-2, veteran to 3, Tiger tank more or less good to go. First improved the issue here, of course, got into tank moving up as well to further deal with that Tiger. There you go, shot fire, bounced off the Tiger's armor this time around, rather from sneak up on the flank. Quick thread to clear out some of Fahu's realigned units. 168 here with Fahu. Fahu really needs to do something to turn the tide around against Wex and America. I mean, increasingly I just feel like, you know, Wex is just someone with a speech impediment like Elmer Fudd, you know. R becomes the. Anyways, Pack there, hit by the Pershing. Quickly turning about, he can penetrate the Pershing's armor. There you go, both shots bounce off. Fahu's going to need to pull off something impressive soon, because soon he won't have the victory points to do anything. This is a situation that is deteriorating rapidly here for the 21st Panzer Division. There's a routed pack crew almost taken out with the Pershing. We got 3 kills on that one, 7 on the Tiger. And he's heading out. Victory points wise, fuel wise, it's all in the favour of Wex at the moment. More grenadiers here for Fahu, no Panzer grenadiers, even assault grenadiers, so in part would just be faster out. Tiger tank almost done. Wex could benefit a lot from mines attacks. The one thing he has not really been doing that is mines. That's smoke, really. Bit of skirmishing in the south. Tiger tank is good to go. Fahu needs to be faster about this. I mean, he's down to 105. Things have really fallen apart rapidly. Sadly, the Tiger stall strategy so far has not proven to be widely successful. Now Fahu's going for the Stug 3E, calling in support from nearby training and replacement Panzer Abteilung, pleading with the commander to release something for him to use. In this case, the commander sends him a Stug E, because that's all he's willing to part with. Stug sitting out there, rifling up. We got the 2 moving in there. Pack 4's being spotted again and flanked. Got Pioneers nearby. Can't help Stug moving, Pershing moving forwards. Need to get the Tiger down there to assist. And to tank moving up the flank by the Rifleman. Nice push to the Wex, throwing off Fahu's attempting an attack here, but he's drawing a lot of attention from it, obviously, and the Tiger's doing its best to punish Wex for this. Though I would say so far, Fahu's been punished more by Wex. Rather than taking loss from the Tiger, 10 kills come these as the Pershing, and not doing too well here. 75 left points for Fahu. And up north, we got another move here again by Wex. Well, history repeat itself for the 3rd time here. Found out this time he's actually paying attention. There go grenade off. Rifle they're being launched back. Oh, snap! Almost got the rifle there. And there you go, routed for once. Fahu actually wins the engagement, doesn't get a wipe to, and at least avenge all the wipes he suffered up there. Tiger straight at the anti-tank gun. We get the Stug up, something else. He might have a chance of clearing out the anti-tank and turn that against Wex, which wouldn't hurt, you know, Fahu at all. Almost got the anti-tank gun though. Pack 4 moving up, rifle moving in. Stug should move up to support here for him, and Tiger needs to get fixed up schnell. And there we go, the anti-tank gun crew is down. Pershing taking hits from the Pack 40s. A small victory for Fahu, but he's lost another infantry unit in the process, by the looks of it. Anti-tank gun down, needs to either seize it or destroy it, but he needs to be fast about it. Stug too soon getting the rifle here, causing heavy damage. And we go, almost got a wipe. We could see a wipe here. There we go. Wex loses his rifle, scored a tiny victory for Fahu, but will it be fast enough since he's still bleeding out victory points? He needs to be faster about this. Speed is of the essence right now for Fahu. Jackson on the way there for Wex to back up his Pershing against Fahu's Tiger tank. Pounds goes grabbing the field point. Anti-tank is being hauled forwards. Infantry remains on the back foot. At this stage, you might want to consider just calling in assault grenadiers. So going for another mechanized assault group just to get in some infantry swiftly. You just quickly move towards the points there. There you go. Double packs versus the Pershing, causing for once some heavy damage there to the American heavy tank. Stugi to back up there. Veteran 2 and 1 the packs here. But infantry-wise, Fahu needs to man the frontage a bit better. And he needs to get those victory points faster than he's doing at the moment. Tiger moving out again. 10 kills. Veterans 1 just getting there by peppering the Major there with a few machine gun hits. Lieutenant moving in here, bazooka in hand to stop that crap tank himself. Don't you worry, Joe. You can do it. Just believe in... never mind. But as the lieutenant himself there got blown apart. Turns out the power of true belief is not necessarily very good versus the power of an 88mm high explosive shell. Pershing there suffering heavy damage. Fahu reclaims the center of the Westwall here from Wex and his wascally Americans. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Target tank going about there, close to Jackson having flanked, but he's exposing the target tank here to hits from the Pershings. Forced to fall back there. Would be great here for Fahu if he can get to Veteran 2. The target tanks makes it much more lethal, and he finally gets the half tank, but at the cost of his 2-2 right from camp flank here. Target tank in a bad spot. Fahu still needs more infantry. At this stage again, Mechanized Assault Group could be a fast match and just rush the field. There's something fast and mechanized and get to Veterans 1 that also reinforced, but he needs something out there fast. Schnell. Pack crew wiped up, pack covering up here, Pershing. Oh, Jackson heavily damaged. Target tank close being knocked out. Rather than taking a nasty hit. Grenade there to prevent fire from ground. The pack 40, not bad. Super close to the Veteran 2 and the target tank. Southern points being held. Fahu would also, I think, should consider laying down machine gun bunkers to help some of these points here. Again, that make it hard for Wex to just rush them. But more infantry is, I think, incredibly necessary right now for Fahu. Assault grenadiers, mechanized assault groups, whatever he can muster, he needs to muster it now. And again, bunkers. I mean, particularly now setting out to grab points, but it really, I think a machine gun bunker around here would help a lot there. We go assault grenadiers have far more pioneers. Mechanized assault group, I think, could also have been an acceptable answer, in part because Halfstring just gotten out there fast, swept around there, and he maybe, used to just ferry troops back and forth from the front line on the base. So Wex has been pushed back. I mean, Fahu's now got a decent force. The problem is he's got very small margin of error right now. I mean, he's basically left himself in a precarious situation against Wex. But he stabilized thanks to the target tank in part and some possible mistakes there were Wex here in the later game as Wex possibly got a bit too confident. Fahu was able to slap him down. But the situation for Fahu though remains incredibly dangerous. He's got 30-50 points versus 349. So he only needs to deliver a crippling blow here to Wex. Or, he needs to not throw away units. He almost lost the Pentagon in his squad there. Assault gun is moving forwards, heading for the northern victory point. Very good there for Fahu. Pershing moving in. Target tank repaired. Pack 40s needs to get forwards as well. They're there for healing and enforcement, which is nice, but they really need to be at the front line to, point in the American tanks and tank destroyers. It's moving here straight to the target tank, super close to 52. If he can get there, that's going to help a lot versus the infantry. As they increase, there we go, the Tiger's accuracy and his range, which also helps a bit versus armor, truth be told. But the accuracy is really just huge versus the infantry. Shen moving forward, there's a Wex now building up a large armored force, further just punishing Fahu for his, Tiger stall strategy, whereas again, while Wex had it, he actually had teched up beforehand, so he always had other options versus Fahu, and more importantly, could easily back up the Pershing afterwards, whereas Fahu, can't really. Pershing Jackson moving in, the Stutz's about to go down. Pack 40 up there, shots penetrating and bouncing. Sturmgeschütz kaputt. Pershing bouncing the shots here like a champion. Target tank slowly being repaired. Victory points, fuel points being seized. 30 points left here for Fahu. There we go. Target tank effects light once more for the German army, for the 21st Panzer Division. Tiger tank rolling out. Pack 40 is backing up. Not enough infantry support though. It looks like a few squads there we go moving in to back up the Tiger. Very good. Captain immediately suffering a explosive hit from the Tiger tank there. Captain Jones and some of his men there go down and the rest are forced away. We could see another wipe here against the Captain, looking very possible. Sherman routed. Captain, looks like Mac just survived. Sherman down to half health. Captain does in fact avoid total annihilation at the hands here of Fahu and the 21st Punch is being routed. Pack 14 needs to up properly here, Grenadiers, and I need to stop moving about too jankily there. My mouse is flipping it there. The Suga team's moving up. Pershing might try and flank up behind it, though of course would be a bit risky. Moving up support. Assault is routed. Artillery called in the centre. Major pushed away. More assault gunners for Fahu. Southern victory point needs to be rushed and grabbed, though again, Mechanized Assault Group could also do it, but a lot faster. And again, I feel like speed would be a really good thing here for Fahu. Pershing they're taking hits from the Pike and the Tiger, but none of them penetrating. Got the Panzer Shreks. None of the Panzer Grenadiers. Increasing his chance of getting there. No target weak point available here. Almost got the Pershing, but the Pershing looks to be escaping. Could try and blitz after it. Would be risky, but it would give him a chance to end the Pershing and maybe give him some breathing space. Doesn't happen though. Still, Pershing out of commission for some time. Fahu needs to advance swiftly for the fatherland, and he really should also consider setting up machine gun bunkers. But he's managed to rebuild some of his infantry forces, though a lot of them are now fresh assault grenadiers. Assault team swiftly pushed in there. Go Tiger tank shoots. Almost got the Jackson there. That'll be a definite victory. There we go. Jackson is kaput. Tiger tank, they're slowly approaching the ace level. Almost got the Sherman there as well. Wex's armoured forces are being wrecked by Fahu and his Grenadiers. Anyway, straight into the Pershing now. Fahu extends, takes the damage in the Tiger tank. Pretty risky there. Grenadiers nearby. Needs to hit to the other victory points. He's got the island secured. Still, machine gun bunker would be nice. Tiger tank rolling back, trooping forward for the centre. Panzer Grenadiers, Assault Grenadiers, Pioneers rolling forwards there. Another Jackson on the way there for Wex. We got the Assault Grenadiers here holding off against the advancing riflemen, but due to the veterancy discrepancy here, the Assault Grenadiers get absolutely pillared. Grenades popping up here, destroying most of the farms. He needs to get the Tiger tank up in position to help deal with the riflemen. Rather than arriving on the scene, 3 points left for Fahu and the 21st Panzer Division. This is going to be a close one for Fahu. Possibly the closest ever. Tank destroyer out there for Wex. Soldiers moving in to help defend the southern victory point. He's still at 3. Riflemen in there. Tiger tank turning its mighty turret. Note the Tiger tank, or the Tiger 1 had slow turret rotation and it could turn very fast itself. Specifically, it could turn like in a few seconds to do 180-degree turn. The King Tiger in the hand was much slower in turning, but on the hand had a much faster turret rotation. But there you go, Pershing flying the Tiger. He needs to blitz. Blitz, keep the front in front against the Pershing. Pershing supposed to rid of the Tiger tank. Shot missed here. Pack 40 is being routed. Again, the lack of infantry in the centre is really detrimental to Fahu. Needs to turn the Tiger tank now to deal with the Captain. Pack 40 wiped out. There we go, Captain annihilated, obliterated, 31 kills on the Tiger tank, so close to the ace level, major close to death. In the south, skirmishing going on here, Grenadiers, Assault Grenadiers firing out, grenades off here, wiping the Lieutenant. Wex's infantry is getting whacked. Tiger tank versus the Pershing, both close to the ace level. Tiger tank gains the ace level in the centre, troops are desperately fighting here for control. Mechanized Assault Group, still be a great, I think, for some raids here against Wex. Wex's forces are being depleted, Fahu though is also hanging on here. This is incredibly close. Fahu could still end up winning this, despite, I would say, having fumbled the early and somewhat of the mid game. It's going to be incredibly close. And now shifting away from the southern point there. He's going to move out. Oh. Punch moving in there. Almost got the Pershing there. Tiger tank in dying repairs. In the centre, Sherman moving in here. More assault grenadiers. I think a mechanized assault group honestly would be better because again, he could just swoop it past the points there. But that's just me. Maybe pop the Pentagons in there to just mechanize it. But either way, he needs to be faster. Pack's being destroyed here. Tiger tank is receiving emergency repairs as swiftly as possible as Fahu's Pioneers can administer them. 3 points versus 306. Can Fahu do this? Can he win this? Wex sending in his men, his riflemen, his rear echelons. I can't stop this now, it's too late. Save yourselves. Shem there blasting at the Grenadiers, the assault Grenadiers. Panzerjägers moving forwards. His men getting utterly obliterated in a storm of lead. Without the Tiger tank, they are just getting shredded. Assault artillery called in to do something there, but it's not enough. Not without the Tiger. The Tiger tank's good to go. The ace is once more gefechtsbereit. Can Fahu deliver one last thrust to victory? Rain is now being called in on Wex. Apparently Wex is so absolutely threatened that he's calling in the Rangers. Madness. By this stage, it's GG. Game over. Game over, man. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's not. It's about to be, though. It's about to be. And there we go. Game over, man. Game over. What are we going to do now, man? Game over. So there you go. A nasty fight here against Fahu. Fumble, I would say, with the early game. Again, his strategy was incredibly risky. And again, versus the Americans, not something I recommend. I'd say versus the Americans, the MG42 is mandatory. Additionally, I think a few slip-ups here and here. Tactically, he can tend to spread out his troops very much. I mean, he had so much infantry, and to an extent, versus in a player who plays defensively, great. Split them out, hit here and there, but the problem was Wex played aggressively himself. Fahu should have used the numbers to sort of tactically gain advantage of pushing back Wex, but instead, he isolated his troops constantly, and Wex then concentrated his troops to defeat Fahu in detail. So, I was not excited the obviously the best engagement here Fahu ran versus Wex. He had some opportunities and kind of slightly, dropped them here and there, and as the game went on again, he was close, he was really close, but in the end he just kept kind of fumbling tactically and strategically versus Wex, whereas Wex, had it, I think, very sensibly and just slowly rolled down Fahu. So again, while Fahu had his chances, he just kept dropping them. So there you go, hope you enjoyed this match, hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, remember to press the little bell there as well so get updates. This is Imperial LinkedIn, cheers, thank you all, are a wonderful audience, hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.